where you ask, we answer.
Wow, what a beautiful evening. It is it's a time that we meet. We have this candid conversation. We have this, we exchange ideas. We come here, tunazungumza, tunasema, these are things, this is how they are, and then we ask ourselves, now that mambo yako hivi, what good can we bring out of the bad situations that we have? How can we turn around the bad situations in our lives, in our society, for the betterment of every one of us in this society? This is the Quench, where you ask and we get to answer. Now, tonight we are looking at a topic that I may call a thorn in the flesh in our society, especially in Africa. This has been, especially in the sub-Saharan Africa, this has been an issue ambayo imesumbua watu wengi. It is an issue ambayo imeaffect watu wengi sana. This is about single parenting. And right now I know that when I mention single parenting, in our minds, the first thing that clicks is single motherhood, right? Yeah, single mothers, mainly hiyo ndio inajulikana. But I also want to submit it to us that we also have men that are single parents. Wale wazazi ambao wako na wanalea wale wanaume wanaolea watoto peke yao pasipokuwa na the wives there. Now, I know that in Kenya, this is an issue that we are going to discuss. As we discuss it, I know there are people even within the audience on set that possibly have had an experience, either first hand, ama wamekuwa na mtu ambaye labda amepitia challenges out of being brought up ama raised in a single parent kind of setup. Now, tonight, with us are wonderful ministers here, wonderful guests that are going to take us through this topic. My name is MUNENE David, and tonight I want first to give these men of God an opportunity to greet us and know who they are. I know what they do for living, what do you do in this world? Hii dunia ya Mungu. Nini ambacho mnafanya? Watumishi, let's start with from my immediate left.
Yes, thank you so much. My name is Pastor Joseph MJ. I'm a preacher. I preach the word of God, and I'm proud to be a pastor at a young age.
Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Let's give up for the pastor. Yes.
Yeah, my name's Pastor Ruth. I'm married to one husband who is called Bishop Macharia. I'm also a counselor.
Wow. Give it up for Pastor Ruth. Now, audience on set, and I know there is a great audience back there at home. I know it's a time to learn. There are those times when we face reality. Tunasema mambo yako hivi, this is how the situation is, lakini we desire to see a better situation, a better society, better things happening. But to start it off, who has an account, a testimony, first-hand testimony, either of they being raised in a single family, or rather single parent kind of setup, or having somebody very close to them being raised in such a setup?
Sisi kwetu tumelelewa na single mother, because baba yangu aliaga dunia kitambo tukiwa wadogo, na ile issue yenye ilikuwa kubwa sana ni wakati shule kumeitanwa meeting, maybe nyinyi mnapata mzazi wenyu hakuweza kukuja. Hatujatoka kwa familia mzuri ile ya matajiri, tulikuwa kwa familia ya maskini. So mama yangu tu ndiye ako pale, vibarua hapa na pale, ndio at least by jioni kukuwe na food. So the following day kunaitano wale watoto wenye wazazi wao hawakukuwa kwa meeting, mnapata nyinyi mko hapo, mnatumwa nyumbani. Even the following day hata kuja, so mna spend home even a week. Kabla pata ile nafasi ya kukuja kuongea, mbona hakukuja, mnakuwa home, mmekaa sana home. Hiyo familia ikuagi rahisi, because saa zingine unapata wale watoto mna grow nao, unasikia baba yangu alituletea, mama yangu alileta, and maybe ewe mama yako tu kitu anaweza afford tu ni hiyo ugari na sukuma, ama hata si sukuma, zile mboga mnaenda kutafuta kwa shamba, terere nini, na saa hizo hazikuagi very tasty. Juu shule ukienda unapata watoto wako na chakula tuzuri nini hivyo, kwenye nyinyi mnaenda na the same food even for a month, 2 months hivyo, and the whole term. So it's not an easy thing, si kitu rahisi. Na pia nimekuwa na wamama kanisani, unapata wengine ni singles, unakuta wengi wako na experiences, anakuambia mimi ningekuwa na husband ingekuwa rahisi because hata at least nipate mtu wa kuniuliza uliacha kuumwa na kichwa, at least that small thing, because ako hapa na hawa vijana wamekuwa wakubwa, hana mtu wa kuadvise. Siku hizi si zile za kitambo uncles walikuanga all around. Right now ni wewe na watoto wako, so unapata hata watoto wana grow tofauti sana, si kama kitambo. Unapata pale kitambo ungepata uncles hapo vijana wakifika ni kutairi, unapata uncles wako hapo kupeana direction. Right now ni wewe mama, ujue ni mzee mgani wa kijiji utaongea naye, ama maybe pastor ama nini, na unapata it's a challenge. Yeah. So it's a challenge kukua wewe ni mzazi mmoja ambaye ana raise, because even wale watu wenye wako katika marriage ya kuna husband na wife, kukiwa mmoja ameegemea side moja, maybe hakuna ile balancing, unakuta bado una feel ni hard. So what about huyu mwenye ako all through miaka yote ni yeye ako hapo, because wewe unataka mtu wa kugonga mshumari hapa, lakini juu husband hayuko karibu, ako job, una feel uko discouraged, unasema I wish angekuwa hapa. What about huyu ana mtu ametegemea atakuja, so it's hard. It's not a good experience.
I see. Do we have somebody else with another experience? Yes, we have somebody here.
Hi. My name is Moses. Mimi yangu ilikuwa a bit different kidogo. I remember there is this one time, mimi nimelelewa na my dad at first. Then nikaona maisha ni ngumu, nikahepa, nikaenda kwa my mom. There is this one time nimetoka, wale separate a big, I think nikifanya class 8. So nilimetoka high school ile masaa jioni, naenda napika, nafua, ni mimi ndio kila kitu. My dad anakuja usiku amelewa, na sasa ni around saa 10. Unapigwa vita ingine. There is one time nimepigwa nikalala kwa gate mpaka morning. Then I went back to school. There's this one time my dad hakuwa anataka anything kwa hao. Anything ni wende ujipange. There's this one time nimepika ugali, kaka umeika umeangalia hivi ugali kwa shindo utakula na nini? Kakatakata tu ugali twingine nikaingiza kwa maji. Nikakulaga ikiwa hivyo. Nilipitiaga such a scenario that nilisemaga my own. Hakuna my own child atapitia such a thing. Ilikuwaga so hard that ilikuwa inabidigi mimi natoka shule, ninafua nguo, na maybe ukimpata kwa hao unafua mpaka zake. Unafua yako, unafua your dad, na zisipokauka asubuhi unavaa nguo ikiwa baridi, unaenda shule. So that was my experience.
Sorry. That's those are quite touching experiences, aren't they? They are, right? Yes. Now nimeona watu wengine huko nyuma wanataka kuchukua handkerchief pale. It is well, don't worry. That is why that is why we are talking about these matters. Don't you see that there are issues that affect people? They are, right? Now maybe to start it off, Watumishi, there are kind of those issues. Unaona sasa ya kwanza inaletwa na the result separate, kuna hiyo death na kuna hiyo separation. Now in your pastoral ministry, what are some of the challenges, the main challenges, maybe in a brief, the main challenges that you've come across kwa watu ambao ni single parents na watoto ambao ni wamekuwa raised na single parents? What are some of those great challenges you've come across in the ministry?
I think Munene, one of them, especially to the widows, they actually have a great challenge, especially that one was being accepted by the society. They are most of the time stigmatized by the society in such a way ya kwamba they are not supposed to be seen with another man studying. Even if they are discussing good issues, economic issues, people will speak 1, 2, 3 about them. The other one is insecurity. Men, by the way, you are security to ladies. They feel so insecure. They fear a lot about life. But when men are there, because it is godly to do so, in fact, Genesis 2:18 nasema, it is not good or man to stay alone, to live alone. So God created us to be staying 2-2, to be living 2-2. So when it happens otherwise, it has such disadvantages that we are talking about. The other thing is financial issues. Imagine you are the only person looking for money, for schooling, for food. Suppose you are two. Mmoja analeta hii, mwingine analeta hii. Si maisha inapata kuendelea.
That is true.
So it's very, very important when you have that. The other one is parental love. There is this love that the father can offer and the love that the mother can offer. When this child is brought up as a single person, then she misses or he misses part of the love. And the other one is identity. In fact, most of the, especially during adolescent stage, they are not able to identify themselves well. Because as they look for identity, this is where the crisis comes in. Example, we had a certain boy in a certain school. Wakati ilifika Form 2, he needed to know from the mother where the father was and who was the father. And actually, it was a real problem. Mpaka, the boy was taken to counselors, but he could not until one day he was taken to somebody in a certain town. A very dirty person, dirty and drunkard. And then he was told, this is your father. And then he never asked for that again. But you know, that was cheating. That was not true. Because there's a stage that reaches, you want to know who your father is.
Yes.
Look at Obama. He came looking for his father in Africa. Because there is that pride of feeling, ya kwamba, I need to have a father. And that's why MUNENE is saying, please, boys, take responsibility. Ukiingiza mtu box, take responsibility of bringing up that child.
Abebe hata your box. Asingize tu mtu box, alafu iache box hapo. Abebe your box.
Because you are leaving this child to be harassed. I'm coming to the child, to be harassed by the world.
Yes.
The lady also to be harassed by the world, because she also loses identity.
Yes.
If actually in the church, they don't know whether they go to women fellowship, ladies fellowship, or youth fellowship. Isn't it?
Sure.
They lose this identity. So it is very, very important you do things the way they are supposed to be done.
Wow. Wow. That's a beautiful one, isn't it? Wow. Man of God, just to raise some groundwork on the topic.
Okay.
We can respond maybe to the kind of experiences that these two wonderful people went through.
Okay. Okay. What I would like to say is that sometimes, like the 2 episodes we've had, they were unavoidable, and there's nothing you can do as a child. Now, in such kind of a scenario, what you're supposed to do now is you have found yourself in such kind of a scenario. Of course, the grace of God will carry you through. What I would like to say ni kwamba, kama vile mama amesema, ni vizuri sana kama tunaweza kuavoid mambo ya singlehood. Kuna ile ambayo of course ni avoidable, ile ambayo ni ya kifo kimekuja. Lakini kama tunaweza kuavoid, tukue kama vile ambavyo tumeambiwa premarital counseling nzuri. Nowadays kuna the issue of watu kuingia kwa marriage. Nisikia mmoja anasema unaingia kwa marriage kujaribu. So ningeomba ya kwamba unajua ukiingia kwa marriage is very sensitive. Usiingie kwa marriage kujaribu. Wacha kuwe na very good preparation. Kama ni courtship, wewe fanya tu preparation nzuri, be very sure. Sasa ukiingia kwa marriage, tujaribu kuavoid ile graph ya singlehood. Kama umejipata ndani yake, either through death or some unavoidable circumstances, ukijipata ndani yake, wewe kama wewe ni mama umejipata in singlehood, then look for, there's something that has been mentioned about identity. Look for a father figure. Kama unaweza tafuta uncle, usitafute tu mtu yeyote mwenye atatake advantage, kwa sababu kuna mwingine utasema atake advantage, aseme sasa ni baba kwa mambo yote. So kama ni uncle ama father figure, kama ni mama au na mama, tafuta auntie, at least kuwe na father figure. Hii inasaidia mtoto ile kuji-identify, kwa sababu watoto ambao wamelelewa na mama peke yao wana incline kuwa feminine sana. Unakuta ndio wanavaa earrings, yani unakuta tu behavior tu alafu wanakuwa very soft, you know, wanakuwa very soft ku handle life. Na unajua men unajua utakuta katoka nakuja kwako kana, you know, men we are hard naturally, na ndio tuko hivyo. So please tafuta tu mtu mwingine, at least kama ni lady, mtoto mwenye tena amelelewa na babake peke yake anakuwa very hard. Sasa tena ni mtu very hard. So tunahitaji ile softness ya ladies na kale hard, na ukichanganya hivi mtu anakuwa balanced. That balance.
Wow, I think that's very well put. Now, let me come to the members of the audience. What are some of the challenges that I see hands up? Is it a question or a comment? A question? Yeah, you can question it, and you can question that. You can air that question.
So you have just mentioned something. The two of you have spoken on widows and single parents. So I'd like to understand. I heard a pastor saying that there's no verse dedicated to single parents. Naongelea tu widows na orphans. So Bible mzima hakuna place imemention hiyo single parenting. So kuna difference ya widows na single parents.
That's a very good one. Yeah, let's get another one there.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm Naomi Blessed. My question is based on what the pastor said. Kuna venye amesema when a boy akilelewa sana na mzazi behave more like female. So my question was like this. Yes, I have a cousin. Yeah, amelelewa na my aunt. So this cousin of mine, his dad passed away. My uncle passed away long ago. So amelelewa na mzazi, but he's not like ni msumbufu. Mpaka sometimes my aunt ananiita ananiambia akisongelesha mwenyu. Juu amenichokesha, I wish hata babake angekuwa hapa angenisumbua hivi. You see, those are words zenye hata mimi nikifeel, cause even me nimelelewa na mzazi mmoja, my dad. My mom passed away. So kuna vitu zingine zenye hata unashindwa sasa nitaanza kumuongelesha aje, na already kuna hizo words zenye ziko inside him, yani anajiona nika stage tu hapo. So kusaidia mtu kama huyo tunaweza msaidia aje kwa familia?
So those are two issues and they are a bit weighty. Yes.
So to respond like what you have said, unajua sasa kama huyu unakuta amekuwa msumbufu, wengine wanatend kwa sababu anaona is a lady, ni kama ana look down on her. Unajua kuna ile anakosa kujua ile authority. Ndio nilikuwa nimesema at least kama kuna uncles anaweza kuwa subjected, either huyo auntie anaweza approach an uncle ama mtu mwenye ako na authority kwa hiyo familia na aongeleshe huyo kijana. So that is very much important.
Okay, let me interrupt you. Kuna ka issue to home, like most of my uncles si wale wenye unaweza look up to ati I want to be like
my uncle. So what about a man of God around you, maybe a pastor you respect?
The issue is sisi wote tangu totoni mwetu tumelelewa kanisani. Amekuja ku turn out as in akiwa anajijua in secondary. So tunakanga hivi tunajiuliza what's wrong, hataki kusikia Kenya anaambiwa, yani tu ako tu.
He just exists in his own world.
Pengine to respond to that, and especially if it happens in high school, it usually starts in Form 2 during the early adolescence stage. And that's what I say, that is the time they are seeking for identity, who they are, even in that particular family. And the behavior, they are communicating something to the family and even to the mother. And what usually happens is that could be, is it from a widow or from a single parent? What happened? Or from death, from divorce? Or what? That child? It is dead. So sometimes these boys or even is a boy, they need somebody to sit down with them. And especially the mother should be able to sit down with the boy and talk to the boy, the real issues. What happened to the father? Could be the father died when he was very young. And he has so many questions in his life. And then she need to explain to him, could be we cannot afford to get this and this because your father is not there. So now, because sometimes we hide the real issues to our kids and they project they portray certain behavior so that they can provoke you to speak. And as long as you keep on being silent, they continue being hadi and hadi. Also, those girls that get children out of wedlock, please one day, one time, explain to them what happened. Let them get to know ya kwamba the ground is slippery. Na unaweza teresa. Na ukiteresa, something can happen. We are not perfect. Explain to them early enough. Because one day, one time, watakuliza swali baya sana. Ama watakuhate. Because they will attribute every problem that they go through by what happened, what you did. And they wish, suppose my mother didn't do this. Could be my father would have been a tycoon in a certain town, a certain lawyer, a certain doctor. No, all these things would be going through their mind. Yeah. So it is good that to always be ready, even viewers outside there, to speak the truth to our children. Yeah. Actually, the truth set us free.
Wow. That's very well put. Very well put. Now, before we get some more responses and the questions from the audience, I want us to go for this very short break, yeah? But do not go too far, yeah? Because we are coming back right after this short break. This is the Quench, where you ask and we answer.
The Quench, where you ask, we answer.